Whenever a Smash Ultimate player or someone unfamiliar with the game tries to play Melee, they often say the same thing, is that the game is really hard. Now, difficulty is a rewarding and often necessary part of every video game. Mastering a difficult mechanic makes you feel that much better because you are able to overcome a massive challenge. But what makes a game too hard? Well, there are many factors. I believe a game that has a steep and immediate learning curve can be too hard, meaning that the game gets exponentially harder from one level to the next, instead of giving you time to gradually pick up the game's fundamentals. But it feels strange applying this concept to a fighting game, seeing as the game's difficulty is largely based off who you're playing against. But if we consider modern day Slippi as Melee, then this issue isn't too bad. In a previous update to Unranked, skill-based matchmaking was added so that newer players could fight against someone closer to their level. This gives them time to learn and grow instead of immediately being thrown into the ring against Nun's Ganon or something. But admittedly, the system works differently the better you get. Once you reach mid-level, you get randomly paired, meaning you could easily queue in with someone way better than you. I could see how this would be a turnoff for some people, but Melee has a unique advantage that many other games don't have. The amazing thing about Melee is that you don't even need to play against someone else to improve. You can go into training mode and practice tech skill, or load up Uncle Punch to practice advanced techniques. You have infinite time to get the game's moveset down, while simultaneously not getting dumpstered by another person. But even then, getting bodied is a necessary part of improving at any game. It isn't something that you should be ashamed of. The best thing to do is take it as a learning experience and figure out what decisions led you to that point. Now, I understand that it can be frustrating repeatedly losing over and over again, and some players feel like they hit a wall where they just can't get any better, but the payoff of success wouldn't be so satisfying if there wasn't so much struggle leading up to it, and that's what makes competition so exciting for so many people. Finally overcoming that roadblock you fought for so long and seeing your hard work pay off. Gradually climbing up the ranks and making a name for yourself in the community. It's a game that you could never truly beat, and there's always something new to work towards. It's exhilarating trying to push yourself to achieve perfection in a game with a seemingly endless skill ceiling. Being the best in your town, being the best in your region, being the best in your country, and then eventually trying to be the best in the world. And I would say a majority of techniques that newer players complain about, like wave dashing and L canceling, aren't ludicrously hard, but they just take a little bit more commitment than other games. I see how it could be daunting coming from a less tech skill heavy game, but I think if you consistently practice these techniques for a couple of weeks, most people should be at least decent at them. In my mind, the tight timing required for many of Melee's advanced techniques makes it feel much more impressive to pull off. That's why it can be so entertaining to watch, seeing top players pull off these ridiculously precise maneuvers while having so much pressure on their backs. So was Melee too hard? Well, it all depends on how you play it. If you're messing around with your friends on Pokefloats, throwing items around, then no, it's definitely not. But if you want to master it and compete at a high level, then yes, it can get very intense. But the intensity is part of what makes the game so exciting and competitive. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching!